welcome or welcome back to another video here on my channel. In today's video, I am doing some Black culture, Black appreciation Juneteenth nails. So I did do a Juneteenth set last year where I did the flag, but this year I wanted to do Black culture nails, and so this is what I came up with. I drew it on my iPad, and this is the design that we're going for. It does look a little different in the end though. So with this nail set, I did take inspiration from a TikTok mutual, and her name is Pinky B Forever, and she did a pride set and a Puerto Rican flag set. I don't know, there was a parade in New York, and I don't know if it was for Pride or if it was like a Puerto Rican Day parade, I'm not sure. But on the top side of her nail, she had French tips, white French tips, and then underneath, on one hand, she had red, white, and blue to represent the Puerto Rico flag, and on the other hand, she had rainbow to represent the Pride flag, and it was underneath. So on the top, it was French tips with some gems, and underneath, it was all of this color. So I took inspiration for that. So I'm going to do the Juneteenth flag on the underside of the nails, or I'm going to attempt to, and then on the top, I wanted to do some stuff that represents Black culture or what Black culture means to me. So in my last year's Juneteenth nail set, I went over the holiday and what the holiday is and the flag colors and all of that. So I won't go into deep detail in this video, but I will kind of give an overview or a rundown. But if you want more detail, then you can definitely go check out my last year's video, and I'll link that one in the comments below and somewhere in the cards. Juneteenth is celebrated on June 19th, and it commemorates the end of slavery in the United States. So on June 19th, 1865, Major General Gordon Granger ordered the final enforcement of the Emancipation Proclamation in Texas at the end of the American Civil War. In January 1865, Congress proposed the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution, and that is to end slavery. And by June 1865, almost all enslaved persons had been freed by the Union Army or by the state. A lot of people think Juneteenth is this brand new holiday, but it's actually been celebrated since 1866. And it was mainly celebrated in Texas, and then it started to spread across the South to newly freed Black slaves and their descendants, and then it started to become more commercialized in the 1920s and the 1930s. And in 2021, President Joe Biden signed the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act into law, and it made Juneteenth become recognized as a federal holiday. So Juneteenth has been celebrated since 1866, but it did not become a federal holiday until 2021. And it wasn't called Juneteenth, it was called Jubilee Day. Some people call it Emancipation Day, that's mostly in Texas, Freedom Day, or Black Independence Day. And it's actually the longest running Black American holiday. Okay, so here's the flag that I'm doing on the underside of the nails, and the Juneteenth flag is red, white, and blue. And it's really weird because I see people on TikTok like selling like shirts for Juneteenth and things like that, and they're making the shirts red, white, and blue. And I'll see people in the comments who are upset that they're making Juneteenth merch in red, white, and blue because a lot of people do not associate themselves with the colors red, white, and blue because of the American flag and things like that. But the actual Juneteenth colors are red, white, and blue, and they are red, white, and blue for a reason. The first version of the flag was created in 1997 by activist Ben Haith, but the present version, the one that I'm drawing on my nails here, and the ones that I did last year, this version was first flown in 2000. And then in 2007, they added the date on the flag. So the colors of the flag, they represent freedom and the end of slavery. So the colors, the red and the blue, they're not just straight across, it's kind of like in a horizon, and it's that way on purpose. It's meant to symbolize new opportunities for Black people. So you have the star in the middle, and the 5-point star, it refers to Texas because it's the Lone Star State, and freedom of African Americans in all 50 states. And then around this center star, there is a outline of a star or like a burst. And the burst is supposed to be a bursting star of freedom. We have the blue at the top, to represent the skies right over the horizon, new opportunities ahead. And the red is on the bottom because it's supposed to represent the ground soaked with blood that was shed by Black Americans enslaved by the United States. So a little bit more about people who really don't like the fact that the flag is red, white, and blue. Those people usually are ones who don't understand that the actual Juneteenth flag is red, white, and blue. A lot of people, when they fly Juneteenth flags, they fly the Pan-African flag, and that flag is red, black, and green. The Pan-African flag is meant for all people of the African diaspora. The Juneteenth flag is for Black Americans, so there's a difference. I actually gave a lot of information, more than I expected to or I wanted to, but if you want even more information, definitely check out my last year's video. So I haven't really talked much about the nail set, but in the beginning of the video you saw me making the charms. So I made the charms first before I actually started designing the nails. And this video is sped up quite fast, so it doesn't even look like I'm moving that fast, but I actually sped the video up to almost 3 times speed because that is how slow I was moving doing this design. This nail set took me maybe 3 hours or so to do. It took a long time, and I still don't think it's perfect. I wanted it to be perfect, but it's not. It's really hard to paint the underside of the nails with these short stroke lines. Like, I'm okay when I do a long line on the top of a nail, like that's amazing, that's great, awesome, but underneath, when you're doing it on a curve and you're trying to make these short lines, and I already have kind of like a shaky hand, I don't really have a steady hand, it was very difficult. So I would say that the underside of the nails, it doesn't look that great, and I definitely want to try more designs that I do underneath the nail to try to be a little bit more intricate and more detailed and just get better at it, because the only way you can get better is by doing something over and over again or practicing. So now I'm going to top coat the entire underside of all the nails, and you can see that you don't see the thumb here because the thumb wouldn't fit in the flag design. So on the thumb I just did red, white, and blue stripes. I didn't film myself doing it, but I do show you what the underside of the thumb looks like. So just top coat and then flip the nails over, and we're going to start adding the charms. Well, first we got to paint the nails on the top and then add the charms. So I started to paint the top sides of the nails, and I started with the thumb first before I realized that I probably should paint a white coat first so I don't have to do a million coats of polish to make sure that the red and the blue doesn't show through. So with this nail I didn't paint a white bottom coat, but with the rest of the nails I did. Now here's the fun part, gluing on all of the 3D designs. I did not film myself creating all the designs. A few of them I had to make 2 and 3 times because I would mess up or make it too small or make it too big. So a few times I did mess up, so I didn't record everything. It just took so long to do. But what I'm doing is I'm just using McCart rhinestone glue on the bottom of each one and just sticking it on the nail with my flash cure lamp, and then at the end I'll give it all one big cure. This is the thumb, and this is the education nail. So there's a cap for a graduation cap, and then the bottom is a book. After I did this nail set, I realized that maybe I should have made it a diploma, but it's a book and it's to represent education, because education is extremely important. And at least to me, and so I know to a lot of people in the Black community, education is very, very important. A lot of us are raised and taught that college is the only way to go, even though it's not. We know that now. You don't have to just go to college. It's not like the only thing that you need to do. But a lot of us are raised as college is, you gotta go. And y'all have to tell me in the comments, does this look like a book to you? Because when I showed my husband the nail set, he asked me, what is that? And I'm like, it's a book. And I showed him the completed design and he said it didn't look like a book. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't have his glasses on. But it looks like a book to me. So this next nail is, I think this is the pinky, and this nail is to represent music and dance. So I made some headphones and I used the 3D sculpting gel with the headphones, and then I also painted over the top of them. I made them gray, and I painted some music notes on the nails, and then I painted I painted a set of feet. And you know how if you're taking like a dancing class or you're looking at some steps for a dance and they have the photo of the feet and it's like the lines to show you how to step? That's what I was going for that. So you can let me know if I executed it correctly. Music is a big part of the Black community, and I think most people know that. And I have 3 brothers. 2 of my brothers play the violin. So music is definitely big, in all kinds of music. It's not just rap, it's not just hip hop, it's classical, it's country, it's jazz, it's rock and roll, it's all of that. As I'm watching this video back and recording the voiceover, I'm just realizing one thing I didn't think of. I didn't think to add anything athletic, like no sports or anything like that. So no sports, nothing is part of this nail set. But I do want to do a sports themed nail set. I've been seeing some inspiration on TikTok, and people always use like the New York Yankees, but I want to do like a Philadelphia Phillies set. I have it in mind. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've seen those New York Yankees nail designs, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I just want to do the Phillies instead of the Yankees. And these are those 2 like feet demonstration for dance steps. I don't know if I executed it correctly, or if someone was looking at the nail, if they would know what I was going for. I didn't have really a whole lot of space at the bottom of the nail, but I tried my best. Now this nail right here is for hair care and things like that. As a Black woman, I love my hair care products, so I wanted to do some like classic hair care products that a lot of us grew up with in our household. I would love to do a full set of just hair care products or things like that on a nail. I think that would be so cool. My hair care journey has been a long one. So I was relaxed until 2016. I don't know when my first time I got a relaxer. I was a child when the first time I got a relaxer. So yeah, I got one, and in 2016 I decided to go fully natural. So I let my hair grow out all of 2016. In 2017 I did the big chop, which means I cut off any relaxed ends of my hair. And after that, I've just been cutting my hair a lot. In 2021 or 2022, I completely shaved my hair off. Wasn't no depression, I wasn't going through nothing. I just said, you know what, I've never had shaven hair. So I shaved I took some clippers at the end of January, so it was like a new year, new me, and I shaved my hair off and I wore my hair just like that. The only thing I regret about doing that is I didn't dye it. I've never dyed my hair before. I wish I would have dyed it while it was really that short, like blonde or red or something, and tried out with different colors while it was that short so it can just grow out and I can just cut the dye out. You know, that's the only thing I regret. I've never dyed my hair before, but I want to dye my hair. I really do. But right now I'm on a growth journey. I want to see how long I can get my hair. I cut it this year in February. I cut it short because whenever it touches my shoulders, I don't know what to do with it. So I always just cut it off. But now I'm not doing that no more. I'm just going to let it grow and see how long I can get it. But I think hair is extremely important in all communities, especially with women. Hair is very, very important. With me, I don't really have an attachment to my hair, so I'll cut it off. I'll do whatever to it. I don't really have this attachment. You know, I'm definitely India Irie in that sense. I'm not my hair, you know, but I know there are some people that if they woke up tomorrow and had to get their hair shaved, they would have a complete meltdown. And that is 1000% understandable because at the end of the day, our hair is our crown. So if you're familiar with any of these hair products, then you probably already know what hair products I'm making. The bottom blue jar is Blue Magic, which is hair grease, and the pink jar is pink lotion. And people still use pink lotion, right? I don't have any, but I do have Blue Magic grease. But I've seen the pink lotion brand on TikTok live, like shopping live, and I'm like, they have a whole lot of products other than pink lotion. But I used to use pink lotion all the time when I was younger. The smell brings back memories, but I still do use Blue Magic grease. I have Blue Magic grease. I actually have the green one right now. But let me know some of your favorite hair products in the comments below, or some of your favorite like nostalgic hair products. And if you want to know what hair products I'm loving right now, check out the description bar or the description box and click on my Linktree link, and then I have a whole little, it's not a playlist, but a whole little list of my current favorite hair products. And honestly, although this nail set is not my favorite, just because it's not the neatest, that's why it's not my favorite. I had so much fun creating it, and at the end of the day, I really, really do love this nail set because I feel like it represents me and who I am as a person, especially as a Black person and as a Black American woman. Now, I cannot do a nail set to represent my culture without doing jewelry. Jewelry is a big part of my culture. I bought this set of chains, like little mini chains for your nails, off Amazon, and I did the jewelry on 2 different nails. So I did this one, I did a silver chain with a pendant on the bottom, and then on the other nail I used a silver chain, but I put it in a circle to kind of represent an earring. I wanted to do bamboo earrings, and I did make a little 3D bamboo earring, but when I painted it and I put the chrome powder on it for it to get that gold effect, I didn't really like it, so I just used gold chains instead. But the bamboo earrings would have been so good. I've seen photos on Pinterest of people doing bamboo earrings on nails, and they look so good, and it represents the culture so well. I think many of us who are Black, we've had bamboo earrings, especially the ones with your name in the center. I've had many of pair, and I've lost many of pair. They're some of my favorite kind of earrings, the bamboo hoops with the name in the center. I don't have any currently, and if anybody who knows me personally is watching this video right now, I would like a pair. Thank you. And I do apologize if this video is moving a little bit too quickly. Like I said, I did speed it up. Some parts where I'm just painting a nail, I sped it up to maybe 3 times speed, and parts like this, it's sped up to just 2.24. So it would have been way too long. I cut the video down to 22 minutes. This was 2 hours. After I was done cutting out parts where I was curing and things like that, the video was about 1 hour and 8 minutes. So I cut it down even further, and then once I sped everything up, I got to around 28 minutes, cut out a little bit more, and now we're at 22 minutes. I just didn't want to upload an hour or an hour and a half long video. I don't know who's going to sit for that full video if it's not a haul. And this is the nail that's supposed to be an earring. This is the one I was going to do the bamboo earring on, but it was a disaster. I didn't include that in this video. Sometimes I include my fails, sometimes I don't. I just showed me doing just one, but I actually did one like earring and then I did a smaller one in the center, but I only show one, and this is the last part of the video before we get to the end where we do the reveal. I did put the nails on my hand just to show you how it would look on the hand, but I wouldn't wear these nails out. The 3D charms are just way too big and they're so heavy. And this is the final nail set. I really do love this set. It's not as perfect as I would like it to be, especially the flag at the bottom. I wish my lines were not so wobbly and shaky, but I have a wobbly and shaky hand, so what am I going to do? Also, what I think I could have did at the bottom is, you see the red and the blue. I should have brought the red down more, but I actually wasn't expecting to put these nails on and show you. I was just going to show you on a nail stand, but I wish I would have just brought the red down a little bit more. Definitely let me know what you think about this nail set in the comments below. Did you know Juneteenth has been a thing since 1866 and they've been celebrating it since 1866? Or did you think it was a brand new holiday? Let me know. Don't be shy. Let me know in the comments below. Not everybody knows history, and that's okay. Actually, no, it's not okay. You should definitely know history. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the post notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Please leave me a comment, let me know what you think of this nail set. If you have any tips, if you see me do some type of technique and you have a better way to do it or something like that, definitely share it in the comments below. I'm always willing to learn. If you have anything that I could have changed, definitely leave it in the comments below. Don't be shy about that. I won't be offended. Just let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you, or you'll see me, in the next video. Bye guys.